Hi, folks. I'm just waiting to see if this going live is still working. Hello, Steve. Medley, and Juan's Family Journal. I hope y'all are. Hope y'all are doing okay. Hi, Chris. And it's been over a month since I've done anything. Oh, and I got the crew here. Oh, there's Miss Rose. She's been in school today.
Yeah, I donate the blood today.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
This Daddy.
Hi, John. Hi, Kevin and Gemma. Edith Alba. Hi. Good to see you too. There and there.
Hi, everybody. How are you? It's okay.
Okay, there you go.
Okay, his caregiver is coming home.
Yeah, my caregiver.
His caregiver is coming home.
We will be over on the 16th of January. Well, Steve, I hope I'm still here with you guys by then. Got to do a visa run, and my health is stable. I just can't walk very well, but have to do a visa run here in the next couple of months. Angus McPherson and Cebu, hello. My girlfriend made me some what? Arba? Hi from St. Louis. Hello, Thomas Dickerson. John Isom. Well, I'm feeling okay, John. I can't walk. I walk about 100 feet, and I have to stop, rest, sometimes sit down. But at least I'm still here. I'm proud of that. Oh, yeah, Gemma had the same operation that I did, or similar. It's taken me a year to heal and breathe okay, but because I'm stuck up here in my bedroom and not doing anything, I can't walk now. I have to get started on some kind of a regimented exercise program before I can do that. It's one thing here and one thing here. Hong Kong, yeah, I'm probably going to go to Hong Kong, take advantage of the riots, because if I go to Hong Kong for a visa run, who wants to go to Hong Kong in the middle of the riot? So hotel prices and airfare should be reduced. So right now, that's what I'm looking at. That was from Lucas Muser. I haven't heard from you in a long, long time. You used to automatically post tweets about my videos, but that's been quite a while. But glad to see you again. You'll be here for 5 weeks. Where are you going, Steve? Are you going to Iloilo like before? Oh no, you came here to Bacolod. That's right. Yeah, Steve. I'm not only upright and breathing, but I can um, sleep on my left side. With congested heart failure and the problems associated with it, you can typically only lay on your right side to sleep, or sometimes on the back a little bit. But now I can sleep on the left or the right, and it's nice um, to be able to do that. Lucas, it's still going to be somewhat expensive, much more so than the last time I went there 3 years ago. Uh, the hotel's going to be 200, and anyways around it, and then you got food, and then you've got this time I've got two people's airfares going and coming because she's going to have to push me around in the airport. I can't walk, so taking two people just for an airport visit is going to be interesting. So she has to go with me. Unfortunately, the Regal Hotel Inn, is attached to the airport. It's part of the airport, so she can push me right on up there and into the room. So that's some kind of a help. I'm getting a lot of people here, 26 online right now. So I'm sorry if I missed some of you guys. You guys, there's so many messages coming in. So if I miss you guys, don't take it personally. Just come back and post again in case I miss you for too long. Okay, Steve, 5 weeks. Okay. Yeah, we hope so, Steve. That would be nice. Uh, Gemma, how long can Gemma walk before she runs out of breath, Kevin? YouTube changed their setting where all I had to do is like a video and it posted to Facebook or Twitter. And I guess maybe they changed that. Okay. Hi, James Lonogram. Thank you. Good to have you on the channel. I was going to say it's good to see you too, but yeah, it's good to see you over here in the sidebar. Now, what I'm going to do is, I think I can pop this sidebar out and move it over here. Whoops. Yeah, I can move it because I like. That won't work. I'm still playing with this. This is all kind of new, but I like looking more at the camera than. Ooh, I can't do that. It's too small. Wasn't that much airfare, but the rest was expensive. Yeah, anytime you travel, it's expensive. Judas Life, new to your live stream from Dumaguete City. Okay, I'm kind of moderating Facebook down there called um, Dumaguete Facebook Expats, I think. So I'm a moderator for them now. So maybe I can see you on send a request and I'll add you. There's two main ones down there. You'll be in Bacolod October the 8th. Okay, that's going to be another month. Well, maybe we can get together. Yeah, Lucas, I have never traveled in Hong Kong, nor do I have the time and the finances to do any kind of extensive traveling. And when I was there last time, I walked up to those buses and I looked up overhead at the bars that were up there, trying to figure out what the maps meant, where they go, and what city here, what city there. I was totally unprepared. I didn't bring any. Do any study and homework before. I was single by myself, and I sure didn't want to travel by myself through there. Uh, and I didn't have, and now I've got such a big responsibility with Rose and her two children and her frail mother that I can't leave. She can barely watch. It's hard for her to even watch the youngest one. The other one just plugs himself into the headphones and watches the computer all day. But the other one, he's a tough kid. He's strong and whatever. So we have to get back just as fast as we possibly can. So it's got to be an overnighter. Jonah's Family Journal. I'm still awake, and it's morning already here. Yeah, I don't know what where you're at, but an hour or so ago, I was going to try to figure out how to get back online because they made some changes with YouTube Live and Streamlabs and OBS, which is open source broadcasting, OSB, open source broadcasting. So I had to tinker around till I got figured out what I wanted to do to try to get online. Yeah, we did that, Steve. I had to when I went to the Manila hospital, they we got at the Bacolod airport, and we told them, asked them for a wheelchair to get to the airplane, and they were very, very kind, very nice. Even provided somebody to help push it. So they pushed it for us and pushed us all the way up to the front gate, the boarding gate, and then I was the first one on the airplane, and it was great. And then I was the last one off of the airplane, which is great too, because I didn't have to worry about people trampling all over me. So that was great. Yeah, they do that, and that's the good thing about when I finally land in Singapore or Hong Kong. They'll do the same thing, or they can give it to Rose and she can do it. That way we can stop and uh, have lunch or something on the way to the room. Mr. Mike T. Man. Hi, Mike. Okay. I think I'm starting to get caught up here. Okay. Juana's Family Journal. Okay, and good night to you. I think it was 9:30 in Los Angeles or 8:30, and when I checked, it would have been about 9 o'clock, and whatever it is now. I guess it's 9:15 in Los Angeles, and then it's probably New York's probably midnight. It's 5 hours different, I think, across the states. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Jane. Juan's family. Hey, Slim. Wolfen 4966 says, I'm far from slim, and I'm not going to stand up and prove it. But thank you. Lucas and restreamed the broadcast to 3 different places at the same time. Oh, maybe I missed the first. I know you're going to Hong Kong. Easier to figure it out on the transit maps. Yeah, I just was tired. I had been up for 2 days, and I just didn't want to take a chance of taking a train and ended up someplace I didn't want to be. You talking about Edith? You talking about the closest hotel in the area here in Bacolod? That might be the one next to Robinson's Mall. A friend of ours from Australia came up here and visited us, and that's where he stayed. When Rose comes back, then I'll ask her what that is. I think it's the Go Hotel. Yeah, it's the Go Hotel, Bacolod, right next to Robinson's. Glad to hear it, Wolfen. 1:15 a.m. and you're in New Jersey. Okay, Jersey, like I say. Yeah, I'm going to stay at the airport, Kevin. I'm literally going to stay at the airport. There's a lot of little shopping stores and everything. Actually, that's the largest airport, one of the largest ones in the world. They built that airport on two islands, and they filled in the islands in between them with uh, debris, rocks. It's interesting. You look that up on YouTube. The construction of the Hong Kong airport by the British, and it's a very, very interesting construction. When we come back, okay, Edith. Well, if you stay in Bacolod, I can do everything I can to try to meet you. You know, my health prevailing, but I think I can. 1:16. Okay, Wolfen. A.M. I didn't know how much of the U.S. population I was going to get being this late, uh, but I'm a afternoon. I'm not much on real early in the morning or late at night. So, and I should be online at late at night for America, but I do the best I can get online. To do video or do a vlog, you need to really be in the mood. I've been doing this for 5 years, and I'm so burnt out on YouTube and with all the hate channels going on, and how they've destroyed me and our family. I just, you get to the point where you just don't want to make another video because the haters just start taking your videos and cutting pieces out of them and creating trash on you. And you get once you get go through that for a couple of years, and you just don't want to make any more videos. Are in the Philippines. Oh boy. What's the topic? There is no topic. It's just general chat. Yeah, Steve, and I'm not prepared to do that yet. I need to get more exercise now that I've got my breathing back. I need more exercise, and I need to build up my legs because I've got whatever that old people's disease is, where all your muscles sore, arthritis, I guess. A nurse friend said I more likely got arthritis in my hips, so that hurts to walk. 31 online right now. Wow, great. Glad to see everybody here. Nathan Road, Hong Kong is where the cheaper hotels are, Mike. But if you have to catch a bus, we've been there 3 times. Yeah, but I'd just rather stay at the airport. I eliminate all the fuss, and we get there, get the hotel room, then we wake up, pack our bags, and go right back to the airplane and come home. That's going to be the easiest for me. Oh, that's a mess, Steve. It's a stinking mess here. In order for me to fly out, I have to go to Iloilo, over the railroads, drive over there, go to the immigration's office in Iloilo, 2 islands away, and get a exit clearance. For anybody who's been here over 6 months, you've got to get a visa exit clearance. And I can't, they don't do it here in the office, which is downtown. I could do it, but I have to go over there. And then once I go over there, then I have to wait. Maybe they won't get you your clearance that day. You have to wait the next day, so you have to get another hotel or sleep in the car, which is not advisable, and then get your visa clearance and come back again. So that's a lot of money in itself just to get your visa clearance. And then I come back, and then unless I'm ready to fly out that day, then it might, that's something I haven't thought about. Fly out that day and just park the car at the airport in Iloilo, because Iloilo is an international airport. So I can fly straight from Iloilo Airport to Hong Kong, leave my car at the airport, and turn around and come back home. I hadn't even thought about that. Oh yeah, there's channels out here with that RR name that are serious trash channels. They beat everybody up. Anybody that might have some kind of an issue, like me with my heart, they attack me. There's some guys that are pretty crazy, and they're all over them all the time. They're always fighting. So and I don't tolerate any of that on my channel. So they pretty much leave me alone. Exit clearance is a glorified imprisonment. You're right, an expense. And now their legislation is up to where they want to change the 3 years to 2 years. So they want if it passes, I have to leave the country every 2 years instead of 3 years, and it's expensive. There's a direct flight out every second day, much cheaper. I don't understand. I don't know when I'm going to go. I have a channel in the same name here. Okay, Wolfen. No, Greg, I'm not going to do that. You don't ever see me in the middle of that. I don't need it. I don't need it, because when you get involved with fighting the trolls, you're no better than they are, and it can get out of hand. And it's really gotten out of hand here recently in the last week or so, and a couple of channels have been shut down, and some people have taken them down because there's been a lot of death threats going back and forth. And I'm too I'm too proud to do any of that garbage. That's garbage, and I don't want to be a part of it. Yeah, Eddie, I have a car. Um, I got it. I got some help from Ian in England to help buy it. One of my subscribers. But we got a car, and I could have put it in my name, but I put it in Rose's name because I don't expect to be around a whole lot longer, and I'd rather let her have the car and not have to deal with paperwork later. And then she can sell it. She'll probably have to sell it because she can't drive a standard, and that'll give her quite a bit of capital to. It's a 12-year-old car, 13 now, and but if still she can get some decent money for it to help her with her future and her bills. And I'm putting them all through school anyway. And I've got my motor, but the other guy, I've got my motorcycle in my name, and so I've had it my name. I've had it 5 years now. 2014, I bought it. Yeah, 2014, I think. Yeah, I heard what they want to limit is visa on arrival for 30 days, and you must be out. Well, that's for that's pretty much geared toward the Chinese. It's a mess right now. They haven't figured out what they're going to do, but it's more for the Chinese folk. They got 138,000 Chinese working here in the Philippines, jobs that Filipinos need to be doing. So they're trying to get that mess cleaned up. The rest of us here, the American foreigners, except for a few undesirables, which they're going to be in every crowd, we contribute a lot to the economy here. We contribute a lot to the families and the well-being of the families. So there's, I think, 250,000 of us here from mostly, I mean, from America, from Japan, Britain, Germany. So there's a lot of good foreigners that really help support the economy. So I don't think they're intentionally going to try to kick us all out, and that's not good for anybody. Yeah, Jerry, I miss those tours too. I've got my bike downstairs, and it's in tip-top shape, brand new, everything. I mean, oil filters, changes, the changes, the tune-ups, tires are in good shape, and it's just a great bike. If you drive it regularly, just one start and it'll start. Um, but I can't. The bike is heavy. It's a big bike for a 110. It's a heavy bike, and that's why I bought it because it looked like the Indians and the Triumphs I used to ride, and it's just too heavy. Scooter's okay. I can get around on a scooter probably, but this thing is just too top heavy. Ah, Greg, that's not right. Nah. Yeah, there's biggest OFW has helped. Yeah, but we support it in many ways. I mean, it's not just financial, but we're helping support the children and the wives and in general the economy is where we're at. It's a big help if you add the numbers up. And sure, they got the biggest. I think this year was the biggest for money coming in from OFWs ever. No, I don't take any local transportation, or I've never used it. I've never wanted to. I mean, I did when I first got here, and I was in Iloilo, uh, and I would jump on a jeepney and head downtown because I knew where the routes were, and uh, I just and then in mid January or mid June 15th, 2014, I bought my motorcycle, so I always travel on it. So I don't need the jeepneys. Well, Greg, you're entitled to your own opinion on that, but I don't agree. I'm sorry, I just flat don't agree. Steve, the best thing you can do if you're looking to retire here, well, you're married already to a Filipina, so you're in good shape there. As far as you got balik buying privileges to leave and come back, all you have to do is like $50 and check in once a year. So first 3 months of the year, check in once and you're good to go. Uh, oh, hi, Small Coffee. How are you? Man, we hadn't chatted in a long time. I'm trying to open back up here a little bit. This is going on. Yeah, glad to have you on the board today. No, I'm not going to visit Says Style. I don't need to. He's at a different. He's a nice guy, but he's in Cebu, I think. Uh, we just don't have anything to comment. Okay, Adam Nabi, $2. Wow, thank you. Appreciate it. Have I considered swimming for exercise? No, I'd go right to the bottom. Well, I'm so fat I would stay on the top, but I would just roll over and drown. Although I used to be a very, very good swimmer, but I think I've got diabetes in my legs. I got some problems there, and so I can't get in the swimming pool because of the open source. It's getting better. I've been working on it, but it's getting better. Greg, I wanted to go there. I wanted to go to Vietnam, but my walking is stopping me. And then when the last couple of weeks we lost uh, our helper, or her niece, she ran out on us, and we ended up. Her mother, Rose wanted to bring her mother here, so we can't leave and go on quote vacation. So we just have to be an overnight trip and back, and Hong Kong seems to be the cheapest, best, and all around way to do it and get back. Yeah, I'd love to go there. I mean, it's uh, in Da Nang or whatever, Ho Chi Minh City. I just can't do it physically, and then we can't leave very long because of the two kids here. Yeah, thank you for the support on that, Slim Jim. You're right, and we do, and people just want to argue. They can. That's what opinions are for. Life on the road. Do you think the U.S. will back up the Philippines in case of war? Well, um, that's in the agreement, uh, but I'm not going to discuss politics or religion here. Uh, but that's in America's contract with the Philippines, and I hope that they do honor it if that's the case. Oh yeah, I've had a lot of jeepney rides. I mean, I've ridden jeepneys here in Bacolod, uh, out on a couple of the main roads. I think I have. Not very far. Yeah, I have here. Yeah, I have here. I dropped the Yamaha to get some work done on it, and I needed to go ahead and zip into the city, and so Rose and I did that. But that was last year or so. Um, what advice would you give us younger guys, and what advice about your future expats? Treat these people with respect; they deserve it. Don't bring your temper from America here or wherever you're from. Leave it at home. Uh, that's that's the worst thing. You can have a disagreement with a Filipino, and you just if you have a disagreement with them, don't get violent. You do the best you can to get out of it and walk away from the situation. Um, and if you raise your temper, raise your voice, you'll either get hurt or they will remember you, and the chismage, the words through the bamboo grapevine will haunt you forever. fruit stern cell. Well, it's getting better now. I'm almost healed from that. If somebody falsely accuses you of something, should you pay the person off or flee the country or what? Well, it depends on the seriousness of it. And that's a broad question. That's really a broad question. The best, make sure you got a Philippine on your side. 43 online now. Wow, I'm impressed. Thanks, guys. I'm doing that too, Wolfen. I'm doing that too. I've got it right here. That's part A and part B. And that's why it's getting better. I'm back up here. Dragon Lady. Hi, how are you? I haven't talked to you. Oh. Okay. Dragon Lady, hi. Haven't talked to you in a long time. Think you used to chat or send comments. Oh. And good morning to you, or good afternoon, whatever it is there. What made me move here from Bacolod to Bacolod is because Rose lived over here, and I didn't want to. I don't like it here at all, but she lives here, and she preferred here, and let's just say that I had a past life there with my girlfriends, and she didn't want to deal with it. Wouldn't go to the malls with me if I went in because she didn't want to get caught. She was very, very jealous, I guess, or protective. Either way, I knew it'd be easier in the long term just to go ahead and come over here. What's involved with getting your license, motorcycle license? Bring your license here that you got. Take it in and try to get it renewed within 90 days of your arrival. They changed the laws here on that, where they want a year residency or proof of a year residency. So that keeps changing. You just never know. It just constantly changes. Some offices like Dumaguete, they will give it to you right out of the box. Iloilo denies you. Yeah, they deny your license. You have to be here a year, approve it, or they're very, very strict. So you may have to wait a year or have to come. I don't know. I mean, I give one advice. They change the laws, and then I give other advice. The best thing to do is go to the LTO website, philippine.gov.com or philippine.gov. And then maybe you can get it. Now, I got here with a car. Oh, there's Miss America, or Miss Philippine, excuse me.
Miss America.
Miss America.
Well, I wish.
But you may have. I came here with a car license, and that was in the day where it was just easy go in and spend, get within 3 months and get your car license. And I didn't get my motorcycle addendum because they told me I didn't need it. The dealer did. So then I went back in a year later and said, hey, I found out I needed to have my motorcycle endorsement. I've been driving all over the Philippines for a year. So I paid the difference. They stamped it. They gave it to me. No drives, no tests, no nothing. Another $2. That's $4 from Adam Nobby. Thank you, sir. Gerald, you're right. I think you're right. I don't use it very often. It does kill infection, and it also kills healthy skin cells. We have noticed that during our treatment here. so I don't use it any more than I necessarily have to do. Oh, the roosters, alarm clocks. Yeah, those alarm clocks, they go off from about 4 o'clock in the morning or before all day, and they quieten up about 9 o'clock at night. It's insane. And then our neighbors directly behind our house here, right under, because I'm on the top floor here, um, they got brought home a bunch of them, and it's loud. I'll go in the bathroom, and the roosters will do that, and it just scare me to death. I'm not ready for it. Can you go to Bill's so it's cold? I mean, across the street so they're cold instead of getting a hot one. Whatever. Try to back up to catch up with everybody here. There's a lot of people on it. Wow, 50 people online, and get a lot of questions. And again, everybody, if I miss you, I'm not missing you on. It's on purpose. I'm not skipping you. I just can't charge for me to get them all at the same time. Yeah, wise enough to take your money. It's some do. Okay, Steve. See you later. Thank you for coming online today. Yeah, Greg, I've had some varied experiences too. You know, Marshall, Tito, you say wise enough to kick the guys to the curb. That was a saying that the idiot in Los Angeles, not calling you an idiot, but the guy, the hater in Los Angeles, that's what he would say. He made accusations that my prior girlfriends kicked me to the curb, which is not the case. It was my choice. I've been in 3 relationships prior, and it's my choice. I made the decision to let the girls go for one reason or another. I'm not going to say what they were. That's just not polite or nice to do. But the Americans, the foreigners are also smart. If they see stuff going on, knowledgeable, we can turn them loose. We don't kick them to the curb. We just go our own way. Wolfen, thank you very much. Glad to have you here. You've been here with me a long time, I know. I'm still living the dream, and I'm much happier here, living the way I'm living, stuck up here in the bedroom all the time. It's still I'm still happier than I would be if I was in a rest home in America. Figure that one out. Or if I was in a I can't even remember the name of them now, but a government subsidized housing unit in somewhere. No, I wouldn't want to be there either. So even though I'm having all my difficulties, I'm much happier here. And I'm still contributing. Even though I'm not healthy, I'm contributing with the kids. I'm contributing and doing things with and for the children. And I'm doing a lot with Rose. Rose is in school. The kids are in school. I work with the youngest one on teaching. So I'm still involved here, and I like it. I love it. It's so that's the deal on that. Yes, absolutely, Slim Jim or Kevin. They should come here and spend some time before moving here. I didn't do that. I had one that I'd been courting for a year online, and I thought that was a done deal. And 7 months later, I took the opportunity to pack up and leave while she was gone. It's different. You just need to be here. Fortunately, I had enough stamina and I had enough will, and I don't have a big check, but I've got it. It's decent enough to where I can get by every month. So I made the decision to move here, and it's more than what I could have done in retirement in America. That was easy to figure. Okay, let me kind of go back, see if I can catch up where this left off. 52 online. Thank you. Marshall Tito, for vlogging, it's too expensive to live in California, but best to live in the Philippines. Anywhere in America. I mean, you'll get some guys that'll say you can live like somewhere in the Midwest, out in a little abandoned farming town or old West town, and it's cheap. Yeah, but who would want to live in the desert? No air conditioning, no food, no malls. Brian, well, Brian Lopez, uh, this isn't the stream you're looking for. Well, I'm still glad you're here. Uh, Hope I can contribute a little bit if you got any questions. Greg, no, I had a child. I had a son. No, I had a son and raised him well. Did a good job with him. So we did a lot of everything. We did everything. Took him golfing. We built go karts together, and we played guitar together. And took him offshore. Raised him on sailboats and deep sea fishing boats. And he actually saved our life on a big shark hunt, big shark tournament we had going on offshore in Galveston. Had a great son. He just uh, things just didn't work out when he moved out of the house at the age of 24, and after that things changed dramatically. So, but he's still uh, doing well there. We just don't see eye to eye anymore, and it's his fault, not mine. Okay, good night, Dragon Lady. Okay, what happened here? DJ TV, I still don't like it. That's why I stay home. I I miss not being able to get on my bike, or now I got the car. I can do the car, but go down to the port, sit at the port. Everything's a mess here. I just don't like it. There's nothing here I like at all. It bothered us at first, but we got used to it. We moved from Canada to Mindanao. Whoa, that's a big move. Yeah, you can get used to it. Depends on where your mind's at and the kind of person you are. I got used to it and I love it. The heat didn't bother me at all because I'm an electrician and I'm out used to building wiring new homes, digging ditches, dropping in pipe, pulling wire, and wiring up marinas, boat marinas, and all around Clear Lake. I loved it. I mean, I'm used to the heat, so it doesn't bother me like it does at most people. And I spent many years offshore in sport fishing industry and captaining the big boats, so that was a no brainer for me with the weather. And I don't get the I had pneumonia twice here, but every year in America I would get pneumonia once a year. The last 6 years I lived there. Wow, 60. That's quite a few. Thanks, guys. Yeah, yeah. Thank you, James. If my health was a little better, that would be nice. Bob Robert. Well, be happy and take care. Glad to see you. Thank you, sir. Glad to see you on here. John and Maria in Mindanao. We're in Kidapawan. Ooh, y'all are still here. So I remember the killings you had over there. That was terrible. Last year, I think. Uh, Happy Joker. Yeah, they're getting more road construction, which is a big problem. They're getting them cleaned up here, and they're cleaning the sidewalks, getting the um, vendors cleaned up. So they're trying to make it better. What's up, little guy?
Swatchy?
Yeah.
Swatchy and
You see a Waji?
did you see Swatchy?
He's my right hand man. Yeah, this as far as off the main roads, they're still going to be cluttered. It's just there's way too much of a problem to begin with. Okay, hop back, hop back. I don't want you to knock this over. Um, but away from the main roads is just too much to clean up. It's got many years of building up and building up and building up. It's going to take many years of strict government control to finally get it clean. Oh, Greg, you're asking about will I do what Rike did or Henry did? Yeah, I've thought about that. I've thought about that because I need it. I need the extra income because I'm not making anything anymore on YouTube. I won't even get a check this month because it's so low. But yeah, I was thinking about doing that. $50 an hour. Would I share the goods on FaceTime? I know Henry did that. I think he was charging 35. Yeah, and excuse me, guys, just a second. We got to be a dad here for a minute. Here, here's the extra battery. This is my original. That's the charge battery. And it may not last very long, so you have to watch it. Trying to take care of my business here. Okay. Yeah, I got a lot of crazy stories. Some I can't put on YouTube, that's for sure. Yeah, I wish I could do those trips too. I wish I could just get on the bike and go into Bacolod or go the other way, but I can't. I dropped the bike at the driveway here a while back, trying to drive it. Actually, Rose met me somewhere, and she was on the bike. I had the car parked. I was in the car, and she came over on my bike. She's been driving it quite a bit, but it had a bad accelerator cable, and so she was scared to drive it because it was throttled way up. It stuck on her, so I drove it home and picked up a tricycle and came back from my house to where she was at. But other than that, not until I get a lot stronger, I can't ride the bike. But and if I can, maybe I'll do it a little bit more. But you're right, I miss those trips. Getting it one-handed, I won't do that again. Doing a one-handed motorcycle, that was just not right. What caused my pneumonia in America? That would be cold. I was freezing to death. When you get older, you're not as tough as you are when you're younger, even though I'm gently padded around the midsection. And I didn't drink either. But it was just cold. And I was working, and I'd be in my nice warm home, and then I would go out in these cold environments, marine environments. I worked on a lot of boat piers. People bring their house up, the boat up in the little canals and behind their homes, and I'm having to be out there in that cold water. Well, it gets cold once you're wet, and 30-degree temperatures, and I just was sick all the time. And then after I divorced in 2011, I bought a couple of old junky houses built in the 1800s, and you put a candle up in the living room, and when the wind would blow, it would blow the candle out almost. And so I froze to death every winter. I was there for I think 2 years before I sold them and moved here. Um, but that's what caused it, I guess. And I don't buy into the pneumonia medicine. Um, that's been a controversial drug for years, and a lot of doctors will say yeah, a lot of doctors will say no, don't do it, don't take them, and that could. So I avoided them. Um, Hello, Marky, shoemate. Welcome on. Welcome aboard, matey. John and Mark, Maria, and Mindanao. Uh, do I have a loud neighbor using karaoke or parties or loud dogs and motorcycles? Yes. Roosters and dogs are my worst. The only person that does karaoke is Rose. So she's got a karaoke machine downstairs and she cranks it up, but the kids get involved with it too, so it sounds okay. I don't think they'll ever win a Grammy or an Emmy award, but they have a lot of fun, and that's what's worthwhile. We try to read this. Uh, wow, I got way behind. I'm sorry, folks. Got way behind here. Duma's your stepping grounds. Okay. I think the name of our, I'm helping a friend and his wife with a channel down there on Facebook. It's called Dumaguete City Expats, I think. So chat me there if you want. Uh, I don't know. I think our water comes from wells. Yeah, they come from wells, water wells. I remember seeing an information. Where does Bacolod get its electrical power and water? Uh, and I think it's water wells. And I remember last year that they had 14 water wells that they wanted to instill get up because there were so many subdivisions like Mansalingan and along with others that had no water for a week at a time. And they were just saying, hey, we need more water wells. We need to fix the ones we've got that don't work. Electricity, I think, is coal fired. And I don't know who the Seneco is who I'm paying. Seneco or Seneco. Yeah, you're right. Watching the cleanup videos of Manila, and they're not messing around. You're right. They're grabbing chainsaws and trucks, and throwing a chain around a structure and pulling it down and cutting it up into pieces. And they got a full crew there. They block the roads off and tear them out. And I want to see that continue because it's going to take them 10 years to get stuff cleaned out right. Yeah, Asia at night. He's a Iloilo vlogger. Yeah, I've seen him before. He's visited my channel a couple times too and commented. I have a Patreon channel, uh, and I tried to promote it once, and I got so much hate out of that. Oh, you're e-begging, you're begging. So I don't really promote it. I've got two Patreons right now that are helping. One at 25 and one at 10 a month. And I lost the only two I had, and they were $19 a month, and I lost them last month. Or this August. Yeah, I lost both of them. So I just I just don't do it. It's amazing. Get these young boating couples or that are, because I'm still involved with boating. I still love it and enjoy it. Sailboat adventures, and I've had sailboats and power boats. And young, good-looking couple, sexy lady, they they do these vlogs and they leave from port to port, and they're getting tens of thousands of dollars a month to enjoy their floating career. My hat's off to them. I think that's a great way of doing things, if you can, but not for somebody like me. Maybe have a Patreon with your crazy stories. Uh, I don't know that I want to do that. I don't. I don't have as many crazy stories as you might think. I've had a couple. There's a couple of stories, perhaps. It, I don't want to get into my dating life, so I'm not going to expose that. Nothing bad. That's private. And I've had a lot of interesting situations there, uh, good and bad. A lot of bad too. But I'm living here. I'm a guest, and this is my country now, so to speak. I'm still an American. I'm proud of it, but I'm living here, and I'm certainly not going to do some of the stories that I could make or videos I could make. It's not fair to the country. It's not fair to my existence here, so I'm just not going to do that. I think they are working on Duma. Yes, they are. All the cities are under advisement from Roberto Duterte, the president, to clean up the towns, and they're doing it. They're cleaning up. From what you've seen on in Manila, um, I'm trying to get my thoughts here. What you're seeing there is all across the country, um, and I don't know the names of all these little places around here, but I know the cities are cleaning it up here in Bacolod, and the road over there, the port road that goes over to, I can't remember everything, especially with my old memory, but they're cleaning up a bunch of areas here too. Iloilo's cleaning it up. Asia at Night should show you some of the stuff in Iloilo. Thank you, Adam. That's $6 from you today. Thank you very, very much. Is there anything I missed in the U.S.? Yeah, sport fishing. Uh, and the other is Mexican food. Oh, I had another company in Houston, uh, and it was repairing restaurant equipment and refrigeration and stuff and electrical. And I did that for quite a few years. TGI Fridays being one of my big accounts. McDonald's, no, some of the McDonald's, Jack in the Boxes and whatever. But I missed the Mexican food, and I knew all of the places in Houston. And yeah, I miss it so bad. And in League City, where I'm from, we had two or three very, very good Mexican restaurants. And I made a burrito 2 years ago uh, on my channel and showed how I made it. And I got more hate mail about that, making a delicious uh, chili burrito. I got more hate over that. Well, you're not taking care of yourself. You're the reason you're getting yourself a heart attack. What do these other people eat? So I can make it. It's just expensive to make here if you want to try to find the right ingredients. And then you got to get the right cheeses. So yeah, I miss that. I miss the Mexican food. Wolf on what makes marquee. I'm vlogging now. Okay, private conversation going on there. Oh, let me back up here. Yeah, I believe that. Gerald, are you the Gerald Lynch? Are you the same Gerald Lynch there with Do We Get the Expats down there? Remember there? Uh, you and I chatted many, many years ago, if it is, on a lot of the forums and stuff. Before, actually, I think even before I moved here. Uh, I've always liked you, and I've seen your Facebook pages years ago, and you'd be an interesting person I'd really like to meet someday. Once you get it the first time, it's more easy to get pneumonia. Yeah, I believe that. No, I'm not getting a shot for it. I was going to go do it, and I even had the name of the drug to get. I was supposed to buy it and take it to the doctor and get the injection, and I got so much advisement against doing that that I just didn't do it. No, I'd rather not at my age and having kind of a fragile system I do. If there's something that could go wrong, it will, I guess. So I don't want to take the risk. I'm trying to read down through everything here. We had neighbors across the street having a family reunion for 3 days with a PA system and karaoke. Oh, that would be horrible. And you know they're going to be back again. They'll be back next year or Christmas or something. Mike Ross, if you come back to Iloilo City, you'd be surprised. 90% of the vendors are gone. Yeah, and I tell you what, around downtown, around Delgado, SM, I had a lot of vendors down there that were actually friends of mine. And I had, you can see one video I did with a lady who was a beggar, and I met her, and I would see her around down in that area, Delgado, and I always bought her lunch and for lunch. Uh, Even had an attorney said, "What are you doing messing with her? What are you doing eating lunch with her?" And I said, "What makes you any different?" She wanted lunch. I buy her lunch every time I see her. Uh, that was the good old days. But I also have a lot of friends all the way around that big double block there, JM Bassa, and I'm friends with him. The Gold Man down there, and the Peanut Man, uh, and then a lot of other vendors. I'm just friends with all of them. So I miss them. But Iloilo needs to have it cleaner. And you go further, I guess it would be south on JM Bassa, and you get off that first block. Then it gets to bad. You can't walk. You can't walk down there, and then the lawnmower people, the industrial equipment people, they got all their stuff out there on the walkways, and many times you have to walk in the street to avoid traffic while you're trying to walk. So I'm all for cleaning it up. Now, Iloilo has got a location set up elsewhere where it's not in the crowded area where the vendors can set back up again. So my hat's off to them for that. Let's see. Any word on the new SNR store that's supposed to be built here at the new passenger terminal at Seaport? Yeah, it's supposed to be over. Now, I don't know. I haven't seen the reports, but rumors has it it's going to be like 3 blocks from uh, uh, the new Ayala Center here in Bacolod. Which is kind of a problem. You've got SM City, then you've got the new Ayala Mall, and then they're building like a half a dozen gigantic condo units around there, and then they're going to be doing SM. There's no planning. They just whoever's got the biggest bucks that wants to build, they just go over there and say, "Okay, I need a permit. I want to build this," and they say, "Sure." Give me the money. They build. It's traffic wise, congestion wise, security wise. I think it's a bad idea. Yes, Mike, I am one of the same. Now living in South Shore of Sikior. Yeah, okay, you okay. Well, good having you on my chat here. You're one of the 50 that are online right now, and I really appreciate that. John and Maria, it was horrible. Hopefully, our house will be built before the next reunion. Yeah, hopefully so. I, Mike Ross, still see that lady from time to time. I saw her in your video. Oh, okay. Yeah, she's probably in Bacolod, North Bacolod, Talisai area. Hey, Bobby. Glad to have you on board as well. Hang on, I got to back up here. I missed a couple here. I wanted to say something. Did you ever try sport fishing while you've been in the Philippines? No. And I brought all the gear. I've got probably 50 marlin baits. I got baits for about everything. Trolling baits. I got steel leaders. I got shark hooks as big as a beer bottle. Uh, Steel leaders. I make up my own leader and gear. I brought all that with me. It's just stupid, but I did. Okay. Oh, no decent Tex-Mex. Jerry, you said not a decent Tex-Mex in Duma anymore. I was looking on those Facebook pages, and I thought there was one. Somebody sent somebody to someplace near Bakong or down there. There were two different restaurants there, but I don't think anything here is good Tex-Mex. They just don't have all the right ingredients, and they don't have the experience. Um, well, hey Bobby, it's glad to be back. I've been kind of my mood hasn't been in the right spot to get in front of the camera, and I'm not out on the road anymore, um, and so it's difficult to make videos if you're not up to it or in the mood or whatever. It's just very difficult. And after making them for 5 years and then going through what I've gone through with the trolls and stuff, I just taken away my desire to do much anymore. But I've got to get back up and doing it because I'm like this month, I'm not even getting a check. I'm not getting paid on YouTube. I mean, I haven't done anything in a month or over a month. It's my fault, but everything is down. There's so many new ones. There's probably 10 new ones a day. People that are already living here and they say, oh, let's do a YouTube. And people in America, oh, we're Filipino, have Filipino. We'll make a Filipino American video, and so channel. So they're all making channels, and it's just thousands of them now. This morning I saw the city clearing a huge vacant lot on Jayambatsa. Could be. That's where they're going. Now, Mike, you're saying you saw that lady and you saw her in my video. That was the helper. Oh, that's what I was looking for. You said that Gemma could give me at her clinic or get them at her clinic. Yeah, I'm just not going to take one. I don't take the risk of having a reaction. Poor Bud Brown, he got a bad reaction and had a mini stroke over that. And we're not tough like we used to be, so we just need to not do it. Now I'll take an aspirin because I trust them, but these shots and injections, you can't trust them all. I mean, okay, James, I don't know where that's at. I mean, I know the area, but I don't know the all the hotel. I don't know anything here. I avoid the Bacolod city altogether, so I barely know where the main cathedral is there, and SM City and Robinson's Mall. So I kind of avoided it. So I don't know that much here. In my memory, I can't remember. I wouldn't even attempt to remember the names of the streets. Uh, yeah, or yeah, that is 39 now, and I appreciate that. 50 online. Yep, Machio Distacio. I still have it. It's downstairs with a tarp over it. Rose keeps washing it up and cleaning it up and polishing it, and we took it in and we got uh, everything done on it. Well, we did it here. We keep it up, oil change, castor oil, uh, just like brand new. Got a couple of scratches on the fuel tank where I laid it over a couple of times. Uh, but I keep it inspected. I keep it registered. Well, yeah, we got to have it emission tested. But and I keep it up to date with all the registration, the tags, and the little sticker we got to put on it. But it's still there. I've had several people want to buy it. One for nostalgia, a couple of them for nostalgia, and I wouldn't sell it. Matthew, I wouldn't sell it to him. He was married to an Ilongo, and I went down to Robinson's Mall, down to Robinson's place, Iloilo City proper. And I told him, I said, look, I said, I'm glad to meet you, but I can't sell you my bike. I told you that before. And so he said, would you come out front with me? And I said, okay. So we went out front, and I had my bike parked out there, and he had one just like it, same color, same everything, and it was a couple bikes down. I didn't even notice it when I got off the bike. No, I'd want to sell it. It's paid for, so I'd better hang on to it. Because if I get a little stronger, I may want to take it around, tool it around. Yeah, I've done a special power of attorney where I've given Rose the opportunity and the rights to transfer, take care of all the LTO work, to transfer the registration and title. In case I pass away, she can handle all of that legally. Give her access to my bank account, which is not much, but 50 pesos helps. And I've taken care of all of that, and the burial situation or cremation situation. I've got all that taken care of. So there's not. I mean, she'll be doing some grieving, I hope. But as far as her having to worry about it, her husband didn't do anything for her. Prior husband that died didn't leave her prepared at all. Wolfen? No, I take care of it myself. I appreciate that. I noticed so many people we call those wrenches, I guess. They give the wrenches out to the people where they can delete a comment if it's bad, or I just cut them off short. If they get out of line, cut them off. I don't tolerate that nuisance. Some of those channels that do that, they got a lot of aggravators there, and they come back at them. Oh, well, if there's 3 trolls on here, they've been polite, so I don't care. They may troll. That's the thing about trolls. If they don't like you and they really got something against you, you're in a match, a fighting match with them on other channels, that doesn't mean that they can't visit and come to your channel and be nice. I've had a couple in the past that I know who they were. I can't remember their names, but I says, "Oh, I know you. You're a troll. You're a bad troll." He says, "Yeah, but I like you, so I'm not going to troll you. How are you doing, Mike?" So that's the way it ought to be. Okay, Kevin, Gemma. Uh, See you later. Thanks, and tell Gemma our prayers are with her for her completed recovery. His wife Gemma had a heart surgery as bad as mine, and she's still weak. It's been a while too. Yes, of course. Small coffee. Yeah, they can. I just, like I said, I don't promote it. I have the information there about my medication needs, and I tried to put in a couple of pictures and stuff, but it's and I don't have the time to make extra videos. I don't have anything to offer. I don't have all the extra little goodies and or promises. A lot of people promise us something, get you to sign up, and then they don't deliver. So, and I don't want to get myself into a situation where, oh man, this is getting to be the 12th. I've got to get out there on the 12th and make that video, and you kind of put yourself in a bind with responsibilities. If you promise something, you need to give it to them. So it's kind of up to anybody if they want to help. Um, oh, okay. Well, Slim Jim seems to be okay. I've chatted him before. We got one now. Okay, are in the Philippines. Well, you got to have an attitude. Attitude is altitude. If you notice, you don't see me in any trolling situations at all. I'm not on the other channels, so they make stuff about me. You don't see me arguing or making videos about them. Going back and forth like that gets you nowhere. Um, I I have glanced at a few. Do you watch any of the YouTube channels from Thailand? And I have watched a few, uh, and it's they got the they're in Thailand. They've got a lot of sex channels. Walking Street, Thai Walking Street. I guess yeah, that's Thailand. And so a lot of them have those kind of videos, and then there's like four, three or four, maybe five that are down there, and they're going at each other just like the YouTube genre. And I don't even comment. And then one of the guys is supposed to be over there, and he made some bad stuff. Supposedly had hurt a Filipino here financially and ran off owing a lot of money and a damaged motorcycle, and he took off and went over to Thailand or somewhere, and so he's still over there and he's making stuff, and then there's a riffraff going on between the two. I don't want any part of that. That's nonsense to me. And I looked over there because I was thinking about if depending on the laws here how they change, am I going to have to move? Am I going to have to go to Thailand? Am I going to have to go to Vietnam, Cambodia? I mean, where am I going to go if I have to leave here because of all these new rules? And so, yeah, I do my homework. I try to keep up with some of that.
US.
Huh?
You have to go back to US.
No way.
Yes.
I'd rather live with the people over here. Okay, let me scroll down a little more. Uh, yeah, well, Steve had a couple of bad instances here. It's not my. Steve and I have talked in private chat. Um, he got burned out his last time he came to the Philippines. I think it was in Bacolod. And
You say hello. So hi.
oh, hi Rose. Uh, he got over here and he ended up with a young lady, and things went real bad real fast, and I can't tell you what happened. It wasn't Steve's fault at all. Steve was trying to protect himself, and so he was here less than a week and back on an airplane and went home. And I don't blame you. Would you change the calendar and get the calendar right, please? I already did it. I got fussed at because I didn't. I still had July on the calendar back there. So before I went live today, I made sure I got the right month on there. Uh, we sometimes forget to do our homework. We always just go over there and pick it up and see what month it is. Yeah, so back to what it was, Steve. So he got back. I think he's in Arizona, Tucson, or somewhere over there. And so he just stays there. Once bitten, twice shy. I think he took his channel down too, or put his videos in private. Yeah. Sometimes we have to take a break, you know. Hello, Charles Butler from Georgia. You just missed the big one out there. Hope you got a little rain out of it anyway. Oh, thanks, Chris. Yeah, you have to be quick on some of this stuff. Mike, what about trying to make a video about going out on a fishing boat that will be something different, something new, if you feel up to it and think about it? There's not any place to do that here, Bobby. There's a place down there in Surigao, I think, Mindanao, and there is some tuna fishing off of one of the islands south of Manila on that side of the Pacific. But I'm not in the health. I can't. I'm barely able to get downstairs, and I haven't left my bedroom in a week. And I just had lighting problems, and I had to go down and take the breaker panel off a couple days ago and fix the breakers in there. And I had to get a heart pill as soon as I got down. I started working on the cover. Rose got the ladder over there for me, and carried the tools down. I don't have the energy. I don't have the strength. I went to a little place, little mall. I parked right by the door and walked in to the grocery store. And I'd have to stop every 100 feet and sit down. I can't go. Bobby, did you get any? Yeah, you got some help with that cleft palate child, right? There's also Smile. There's a Smiles group that does cleft lip and cleft palate people and children in Palawan, and I think it's almost on a continual basis. The Army does them, but I don't know if I would want one of their surgeons. Not saying they're not good. We just worked with the best when we were working on the children out of Manila. But there are other people that do it. Yeah, I love those fishing videos. I've got them. I watch them all the time. I just got to watching one of my subscribers, Steve Cuvette, who bought the razor wire for around the top of my house. He bought our family a complimentary subscription to Netflix, and I've been watching one of those fishing series on there, and it's awesome. Tuna fishing, kind of like the one that used to be on National Geographic or whatever it was. I watched that whole series where the captain died of a heart attack. A couple of them did. Yeah, I'm sure you did get a lot of rain over there, Charles. Oh, good. Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. JD Okla, how are you? Hope you're getting better. Yeah, I haven't made videos. I just haven't been in the right mood and attitude, and I haven't been out. I'm here in my bedroom all the time. So, got to be in the right frame to make videos. The Gimeros videos. Yeah, that's it. That's the one, DJ. I went back into those all those videos from Gimeros, and except the ones with my previous girlfriends, I took all those down. Um, two of them anyway, and I had a lot of good stuff there too. But I have 51 or 52 videos on Gimeros, I think, and I made a library. So if you go to my channel, and you can kind of poke down and look, and there's a library of Gimeros Island only. A lot of individuals that came from Savannah and coastal area. So you're saying they went over there to get away from the hurricane? This one's a bad one. God, my prayers go out to that island out there, that Jamaica. I'm not Jamaica, but the Bahamas. Total destruction. I've been watching that all day. Actually, I've been watching the whole thing for a week. Just went over there and sat down and stopped for 2 days. Had 30 hours of rain. It's terrible. Yeah, they do. They probably give you pretty good care too. He was asking about the doctors. Bobby Scoggins says they tell me that government doctors do the operations on cleft now. Yeah, they've been doing that for a while. Uh, Sometimes they will have um, what do you call it? Class, kind of like a group deal, kind of like what we did at Medical Mission Matters. But in our case, we would go out and gather the patients, even go up into the mountains and everywhere. We'd find the patients and bring them down. Um, so we're aggressive. We go out and really look for them, and I don't think the government does that. I think they're there. They're willing to do the surgeries. They just have to get enough people that ready to go to do it. Like, I think maybe get them, talking off my head. I don't know, but maybe the local barangay might have a list of how many patients with the names, and once they get to a certain number and they have enough that they know that they can do them, then they will go out there and get the patients and get them together somewhere. I'm not exactly sure how that works. Yeah, Charles. The Bahamas are, and it looks like a bomb hit. Literally, it left a lot of water because that hurricane's sitting there for uh, 50, no, for 30 hours. You don't know how many tornadoes it spawned. The hurricanes are just part of the storm system. There's always associated tornadoes going with them. I had a Hurricane Ike came over the top of my brand new house in Iloilo, in Houston. I built a big or beautiful home, overstrapped it, over concrete, over pilings, everything. 36 bell bottom piers on a nice house, and uh, I had I took the full brunt 2 times from Hurricane Ike. Not a stitch of damage, but it was the tree damage from the hurricanes. I mean, the tornadoes. We could hear the tornadoes too, uh, and it was bad. It was massive. Uh, Big, huge oak trees just twisted the branches off and threw them all over the place. Leaves got blown off. It was incredible. Uh, my house didn't have any problem at all. Okay, James, it's Mike at myphilippinejourney.com. Just let me know when you, yeah, send it to me and we'll start chatting from there. Yeah, be sure to email me a couple of weeks ahead of time so I'll know what's going on, and I can kind of get myself prepared that I'm going to have to leave the house. She gets mad at me because I don't take her anywhere. Like she had to go donate blood today, and wanted me to drive all the way over the other side of Bacolod to do that, and I'm just not up to it. Um, and I'm not going to let her drive. She doesn't know how. She's never driven before, even though she's got licenses. And she wants to get a driver's license, and I said, "You don't have any driving experience. It'd be insane for you to get out on the road, even if you get your license, or even if you think you can drive, because you're not used to dodging all the kids and bikes and trikes and trucks and stupid people. And no, I won't be. I won't be liable for any of that." Uh, Winning a Philippines quota visa. I heard that storm had sustained winds of 185. That storm had winds of 185. Yeah, you're right. That's what it was for quite a while. It's down to about 100 now, a Category 1. Have I ever heard, Gerald Lynch, have I ever heard or known of anyone winning a Philippine quota visa? No, I have not. I didn't even know they had that. I think they want to put a quota on it, though. I think that's what I read in some of the new laws, where they will only have a certain amount of foreigners that they'll allow in or whatever. I'm not saying that they won't honor those that are here, but they have a quota that they won't coming in. Just everything is so interpreted so different by so many. It's hard to know really what's going on until you walk into BI. Robert and Agron from Tennessee. I don't go out at night. We don't go out, so it would be better if you want to come over. Robert Gilbert says we'd love to meet you guys over lunch or dinner. Um, been here for 4 months, retired corrections officer. You're from Talisay. Well, that's where we live. Been here for 4 months, retired corrections, living in enjoying a Philippine retirement. Visited here when serving. So many people did. Yeah, and hello there, Introvert Forever, Freddie. I like that name. Introvert Forever, Freddie. He's been here before. He's chatted before. Uh, Pretty cool fella. And you know what? With that name, he is really an introvert. He says, I am. I am an introvert. Not that much because you're on the channel right now, so I'm proud to have you here. What's going on with the new law about in the Philippines? I think that's my tired memory. I think it's law number 107 or 111. It's a law about immigrations. There's been too many Chinese coming over. I got 138,000 Chinese working in Makati area, offshore gaming mostly. And these are jobs that the Philippine people can do. And many of those that are here, the 138,000 are here illegally. And they've caught a bunch of them. They made two big roundups, but there's still so many of them that are still here. And so they want to try to clean this mess up. Yes, 47. Thank you. Introvert forever, Freddy. It's the 107. Ah, the drone law. Yeah, see, the memory's not very good, but it's the new immigration law they're trying to pass. Uh, and a couple different readings in it. And the only thing that I've been through it carefully, and somebody else that I know has been through it, and several in a forum, Cebu forums. It's a forum set up, and the only thing that looks like it might affect us is two things. One is 60 days maximum visa extension for one, and number two would be visa run every 2 years instead of every 3 years. That's if it's passed as it is written, but they normally aren't, so we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, Marshall. Yeah, what Mike Ross said is correct. They do offshore gambling, and that's why they got 138,000 Chinese working it, running it. Uh, okay, yeah, that's the quote on quote Visa. Okay, yeah, that's different. Okay, yeah, thanks. I appreciate that, Gerald. Um, but Duterte, even with all the gambling and offshore gambling going on uh, out of Manila area, Makati, Manila, they also Duterte says he wants more online gambling to do. So he wants to push for that too. I should say President Duterte. I don't want to be disrespectful. Yeah, there were Mike Ross. You talk about literally Chinese only establishments in Manila. You don't speak Chinese, you don't get in. They did that on Boracay, and if you were to send that to the names of those places to President Duterte's office, he got a hotline, I think, on Facebook. They will look into that, and they may have to change their attitude. Boracay had that problem. They've got so many Chinese and Korean tourists over there, and they've got the signs are written in Chinese, no American names on them. They're trying to discourage, or English, no English on them. So they're trying to discourage the other foreigners from going in. They want their own kind there, own Chinese there. And Duterte said, no, we're going to stop that. We want everything done in English. You can have your Chinese on there too, but there's going to be English, and it needs to be more hospitable to us. Paul, who knows? Who's the one to make a judgment on that? There's no way I could know, but they make a lot of money, so all I can say is go figure. I don't know. They've got to pay out some. They can't just take all. Wow, a minute and 40 minutes, or hour and 40 minutes. Wow. Politics in America is in a mess right now. Yeah, I know that. Introvert for Freddie said politics in America is a mess. Democrats want Trump to go down the red drain. He's doing a lot for us here, creating more jobs, protecting our border. I'm all for that. I see that. Um, and again, I don't get into politics, but so no country's void of problems in politics. Exactly, Wolfen. I avoid them. Yeah, politics or religion. It's not fair. It's not fair. Drone law. I'm trying to go back through here now. Message questions have stopped. I'm trying to go back here now uh, and see who I might have missed. It might have checked out and hung up. Oh, Henreen Harris said hello. I'm back up. I don't know what time that was, but I missed you. I didn't see you, but welcome aboard here. Anyway, it's getting a lot of. I got 50 on right now. I had over 60 online a little while ago, and the questions just come through so fast. It's hard for me to catch them all. But thank you. Wow, been a busy forum today, and I appreciate it. I didn't know I was going to do this. I just said I need to make a contribution to my channel. I need to let you guys know I'm doing okay. I just haven't done it. So I just said I'm gonna do it. Don't necessarily need to have a topic. Everybody's got questions. Everybody wants to learn a little bit more about me, or many of you guys here have been with me forever, and it's always a treat to chat with you. Watching from Belgium. I was Carl. How are you, Carl Wilkinson? Watching from Belgium. I was watching a very interesting TV show yesterday on Netflix, the one that my friend is providing for us, and it showed this journalist that went over there to buy plutonium or something. He was a journalist only, and the people that working underground said, "Well, you want one already preloaded with a nuke?" And they showed him the box, showed him the case that had it in it. I think it's a pretty honest whatever. Uh, I think it's an honest news report, but it's just amazing that that's available. And I think it was Belgium that this was all coming down in. But I don't think he bought it. Watching Filipino show here from YouTube, Florida, late night. You always get turnouts on your live stream. Great to see the family well. Oh, thank you, Marshall. Appreciate that. Waltz Chin. My bike is actually sitting right underneath, well, a little further out. It's downstairs in my garage. It's running great, still like new. Only got like 32,000 kilometers on it. So whack that in two to get the mileage, 16,000 miles maybe. And it still runs like a brand new bike. I take very good care of it. And I miss being out on that bike as well. I really do. With my health, I just can't ride them like I was able to before. Actually, with two hands, I've got a steep driveway coming up into my place, and I dropped it and couldn't pick it up. I didn't have the strength to pick it up. I had to get a couple neighbors to come help me. What's up? I caught you on a live stream. Yes, Fly. No, 5555555. That's a good name, I guess. Hard to repeat. Oh, I'll just call you 5. I understand. Okay. Well, Ethan, I try to be honest. Ethan's stuck. Well, I'll just call you Ethan. Thanks for your honesty. It's taken me months of research to get a true picture of the Philippines. Too many self interest promotional channels do not help me. Your channel does. I've helped a lot of people. A lot of people come over here and watch me since for the full 5 years. And I'm forced to say it, the last year has been plagued with health problems. And, nobody wants to see an old man with health problems and having all his issues with the hospitals. And they don't want to see that. So I've lost a lot of interest, and rightfully so. But it's hard to get out and do the other kind of videos. I mean, I've got several in there that were new, but not like it was before. I've missed those days, and I do put a lot of stuff in there that does help you. Even today, I put some stuff in there. But thank you for your thoughts on my channel. Do I really like the food here? No, not at all. I've got half a case of macaroni and cheese here, the little boxes with the powdered cheese, not the other stuff. And I got 35 more boxes coming from Manila. I eat breakfast and I eat that for dinner, and that's about it. Uh, every now and then, depending on what she's cooking, she'll bring me a plate up. But no, I don't like the food here. The vegetables are bitter. Um, what they eat is mostly fish and pork. I don't like it. I won't. Actually, I used to like fish, but not here. It's got too many bacteria in it, fecal bacteria and other stuff, because the waters are very, very bad here. A lot of bacteria in it. And then if you get pond fish, they're full of chemicals from the rice and the cornfield, or some cornfields, and the sugar cane. So there's just a lot of bad foods here. Uh, Marshall Tito, yeah, a lot of YouTube channels do really give a good true picture of the Philippines. Yeah, a lot of them do. What you'll see a lot of, and I'd say it's 50-50, yeah, because there's a lot of people that are living here and struggling or working, and we show our everyday aspects of life, which is the way it should be. But there are other people that come down here. It's a young, again, referring back to comments I made earlier. Younger couple that coming in here, and she's sexy and good looking, and he's good looking, and they got drones, and they got a pocket full of money, and they've done a little bit of vlogging elsewhere, and they got this whirlwind um, video program that they do. They do a good job, and they come in and they're doing this with the drone and doing that, and then the picture changes, and they're up there in a bikini on the rock and in the swimming pool and the waterfalls, and wow, those are called wow videos, and they do well. And that's to inspire you to come tour and travel the Philippines. And then they go around and make a bunch of videos here, and then they go to Vietnam, and they'll make some videos, and then they'll go somewhere else and make some. So yeah, it's kind of like a wow factor. So there's different different types of vloggers for different kind of stuff, and then the drama queens, and we won't even go there. Uh, how's your heart doing? Uh, it slowly improving. I'm just maybe to a point, but I'm not. I'm doing better. It's just very, very, very slow.
As a nurse, you're not doing better. I am his nurse, and believe me, he's not doing better. He's not fine.
Okay. She always has the last word, and I won't comment.
But I'm just telling the truth that is truth. Okay?
No amount of research or YouTube videos will prepare you enough for living in the Philippines. The only way to understand is come spend a few months here. That was from Mike Ross. You're right. Or a year. You know, I did that. I almost got out my uh, eggplant. Oh my God. Asparagus? No way. Sorry, man. I was almost pulled out. I'm going to do it because I need to get some material back up. My old videos. I've got every video I ever made. Well, some of them. I've lost a few last year when my computer crapped out on me, and that was a loss. But I've still got quite a few videos. I'm going to go back through them and start making little bits and pieces and putting them together and putting them back up and seeing how that goes. Give you guys, because a lot of people that I got like what, maybe 600 videos online, maybe more, and then I've got another 500, 400 in storage. In my past life here, um, and I can go through and put some of that stuff together. But the point I'm making is 600 videos. Who that hasn't been with me since day one is going to go back and go through all the videos? No, they're going to look at the first page. They're going to say, what videos does he have? And they'll look at the first page, maybe the second, and then they'll go on. They'll go to somewhere else. They'll see something come up in the sidebar, and they'll say, oh, that looks interesting. So they'll go to the sidebar and watch that. They're not going to sit there and look at my 600 videos. Nobody does that. So I may start moving some old videos back up to the front, changing them up a little bit, deleting them, so I can still be in YouTube compliance to help kind of pull up a little bit of long ago. They're still interesting videos too. Boone J, hi Boone J, how you been? Chatted with you in a long time. Let me try to go back up here. Yeah, spend. Okay, we're going back to that Mike Ross comment. How much time to live here? Spend a few months. I would say be here at least 6 months. Don't just give up. And in 6 months, I kind of was ready to give up, and that's where I was going back. I've got videos I made after I was here for 6 months, 7 months, and I broke up with my girl, and the one I courted for a year online, and I was freaked out. I was in a panic, and I kind of was ready to go back, but I don't have a place to go when I go back because I sold everything I had and paid off all my debts, and all my brothers are dead, and yeah, everybody's gone, so I have no place to go. Parents are gone, so I had a tough time then, and that was just 6 or 7 months. And at that time, I would have probably said, no, don't ever come here. But given it at a year period of my time, man, I wouldn't give up this place forever. Now, 6 years later, even with all the anxieties and grief I've had, both in my dating situation as well as my health, I still wouldn't leave. I still love it here. So that's the best thing I can say. So don't give it just a few months. Make sure you give it a fair amount of time. Boone J, have you heard anything about them legalizing divorce here? No, that's something that the Catholic Church doesn't want, from what I understand, and I don't want to get this into politics or religion. But from what I understand, uh, listening to everybody and reading I read a buku of information on the news sources that basically comes down to the Catholic Church doesn't want it. So that's there's position on it, and enough people in high places. And again, this is what I've observed. Don't want it to go through. So I don't see it happening anytime soon. It got close, but I don't see it happening. VW Dave. Hi, Mike from Balanga City, Bataan. Well, hello there to you. I have never been to Bataan, where the death march was. Yeah, she's all over me. She's my nurse and my mama.
Oh, your nurse and caregiver.
Nurse and caregiver. She thinks she's my mama. Joke Lang. How many dollars would you sell your soul for? What kind of question is that? Yeah, I don't think it'll change. It might later. Just who knows? You know, if they would change that law, if they would change the law and allow divorces, it would certainly open up the opportunity for the millions of Filipinas who are married, got into a marriage at a very young age. They popped out a few babies. The boyfriend, the husband, I mean, got messed up or was messed up on narcotics and drinking and gambling, walked out on them, and then started another family. Well, those women and families are pretty much stuck uh, with their with their marriage unless they want to take a risk of uh, getting in trouble with the law, getting stabbed, getting a bolo in the back of the boyfriend and or her. And this guy wants to have two wives. He wants to have the one that he remarried. A lot of times they'll remarry here illegally, but the guy will just marry the girl again and another brine guy and no records are checked. But it's a big risk for foreigners and the Filipinos and everybody involved to even mess or marry a married woman. Um, and so they can't get an annulment because they're 300,000 pesos or more. The more children, the more money, and depends on the lawyer and the judges, because everybody's got their hands in it. A lot of this work is down here, through the table. So if they would make the divorces affordable, allow the divorces, make them affordable, it would allow many Filipinos to get a foreign husband or another husband, just let's say another husband. Many of us foreigners are smart. We know not to marry a married woman. I can't tell you the number of times I got close to being in trouble because the girl I was just even dating or associating with was still married. It's scary. The numbers are scary. So it would help the Philippines, I think, enormously if they would do that. But I don't know. I'm not. I just giving you my observation.
Mama?
Now, if you are a Muslim, have been a Muslim, got married as a Muslim, and you want a divorce, then you can have one. They'll give you one, but you have to be Muslim. What city? Bacolod City. That's where I'm at. Nomadic Giant. Hi. What city I'm new. What city are you in? Bacolod City, sir. Divorce and annulment is available for the rich. You'll only find annulment pay about 150 to 200,000 to the judge, and they fast track the annulment of the marriage. And Mike, that's in addition to another couple 100,000 or more, because that attorney doesn't work for free, nor does the district attorney in the court you have to go to. They have a different name for a district attorney, but it's like a district attorney that has to approve everything. Then you have to go through the psychiatrist. They have to approve everything. It's a I've been through that with a lady, and it did cost 300,000 pesos. She paid for. Um, uh, yeah, JD. My wife is from Balanga. Nice place, except the rainy season. That's pretty typical anywhere here, sir. Rainy seasons are a miserable time of the year. I enjoy the rain, um, but I didn't enjoy it when I was in Iloilo, when I was mobile, when I was able just to open the door, lock it, hop on my bike, and go. Uh, I spent many weeks locked into my apartment. I couldn't go anywhere, and I didn't like that. But I would end up having to park the bike and then call a cab to go somewhere, which was not too bad. Uh, you're right, Boom Jay. A lot of people. Uh, he says you're true, Mike. There's a lot of Panasian men suffering too. Uh, Introvert Forever said divorce here in America costs $200. Mine cost me $292. I had real estate, but I figured out how to sell it before we got to divorce court, so there was no real estate involved. I paid $292 total, and I acted in behalf as my own attorney, did all the paperwork at the courthouse, did the filing, and 59 days later, I was given a divorce. And this is in Texas. No contest on the divorce. Uh, Child was like 29, I think. I don't know. Yeah, you're right, Mike. In addition to the 250, 300,000. Yeah, it's way too much. Uh, you talk introvert forever. You're talking about too much for a divorce here. It's way too much. Yeah, if I go back and I get my whole video when I've been was here 6 months and I was out and for 7 months whatever it was, that'll make an interesting video to show you the before, during, and after of my tenure here in the Philippines. I've had, like I said, I love it here now, but there was a scary time when I was ready to pack it up and head somewhere I didn't know where I was wanted to go. Yeah, Gerald, I know. Um, Gerald Lynch says you dodged a huge bullet in your USA divorce. I did, but I don't know how to say this, keep it respectful. Um, I knew what I wanted, and I'd already warned her 2 or 3 years ahead of time that things had to change or I was going to divorce her. And so there was really no surprises. And I actually sent two of those to those. You couldn't talk. I couldn't talk to her, so I sent her emails from my office right behind the house, uh, and I said, "This is the way. If things don't change, this is what's going to happen." And so when I walked in the house one morning, because I get up early and go out my office and work to get my day started, I just walked back in the house before she left for work, and I walked in and said, "Okay, I've got the house sold, and this is what you get. This is what I get. This is what you can have. This is what I can have." And there was no arguing. We both decided that she decided that would work, and she accepted it, and it was fair. It was a fair deal for everybody, and she didn't contest it. If she'd have contested it, we would have both walked away from there with nothing because it you pay attorney fees, and when you don't have much left over anyway, and you start hiring up attorney up, as we call that, then nobody gets anything but the attorney. So it worked out okay. Introvert forever, Freddie. What made you decide to live in the Philippines? I was courting a lady online who messaged me from Dubai. No, it was sent. I'm losing my thought here. It was from Saudi Arabia. She worked in a hospital there as a nurse. Um, and we had been chatting for a year. And I had already been browsing and studying. I knew what my income was and what my income was going to be at retirement because I divorced in 2011. And I dated a Chinese lady out of Houston. Uh, Actually, I dated her while at the same time I was dating courting a lady from here. And I told the lady here that I was going to get together with a Chinese lady because I've been chatting her for a year. And I'd looked in Colombia. I had looked in uh, the Panama Canal, Panama, and I had looked at quite a bit of stuff in South America. And my next thoughts were Asia because I've always been fond of the Asian people and culture and the ladies. So wasn't too much longer after that. I got message from a lady on Match.com, and I finally got on Match.com because I got so tired with the freebies, and the free dating website. So I got on Match.com, which is a paid site, and I was good for 60 days, I think, and then I wasn't going to renew. And she messaged me a week after I posted, so we chatted for a year, and then I studied the whole time before I came here, and that's what kind of the reason was. Yeah, I sold everything I had. I had electrical contracting business, trucks, trailers, inventory, wire, um, conduit, pipe, tons of tools. Had about 2 tons of steel. I'm also a welder, and I had different kinds of welding equipment and welding tables and everything. I had a shop set up, and I just sold everything and said, this is like an anchor, and I need to get rid of it all and make a decision to move. Okay, Gerald, you're leaving. Gerald Lynch says time for my siesta. Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming on online, and we'll try to get together. My next trip down to Duma, I'll try to message you before I go because yeah, I find you to be a very interesting person, very controversial too. I like a lot of your ideas, and I said one day I'm gonna get a chance to meet this guy. So thanks for coming on, and we'll get with you when we get down to Duma the next time. Do I have my own business? I had several in Houston. I mean, yeah, Houston and League City when I lived there. Uh, I was always in real estate. I was in real estate for 35 years, and I was in high-end home theater design, home theater speaker design. I sold, designed and built home theater systems and speakers. Um, while I was doing all my other stuff, those were my hobbies. And then I had my electrical contracting business. So I was actually running three businesses at the same time while I was there. And the house I had sold in 2011 was kind of an estate, a full acre with two houses and shops and everything. So I did all my construction on my audio work out there in my office, and electrical supplies, and I had other stuff in another building. And I was a pretty busy fella back then. Now, no business. It was successful, but it was not successful. I sold a lot of stuff, a lot of real estate. But when you sell in real estate, you there's a lot of people that lie to you. You don't get qualified. You can't qualify your buyers because they're lying to you. I had a Chinese person lady called me to come over and sell her house, so we sat down, started the listing agreement, and I had to nail her on some questions, and she didn't even own the house. She had no business selling the house. She was renting the house or leasing the house, and so she was trying to sell it. I mean, there's a lot of stuff, stupid stuff like that. I had the privilege to work with Tammy Faye Baker. She wasted a lot of my time. She was something else. I was going to sell her a murder mansion down on Toddville Road there in Seabrook, and the Bishop's Palace in Dickinson. She was interested in that. Spent a lot of car time, a lot of face time, windshield time, a lot of contracts, a lot of paperwork, and nothing. Um, so I didn't make as much as I would have liked to make, but having the real estate license, it was gave me the knowledge and the training associated with it to buy properties. I bought houses and sold them myself, and I knew the ins and outs of financing. So that was a help for me. Um, and it was just too much. And I gave up all those licenses. Yeah, there's so many real estate licenses and fees and dues you have to pay every month, and it was just too much. And you go 3 or 4 months with no closings, it doesn't make it worthwhile. Uh, Iloilo is cool. Yeah, it is. I like it. I'm kind of glad they cleaned it up, but I know that if I go over there to visit, I'm ever able to walk over there in Iloilo, especially in the downtown areas. I'm gonna feel like a stranger because the stall owners are being all kicked out and moved. Okay, John and Maria in Mindanao, thank you for coming on today. Glad to have you all on, and come back and see us. I don't know when I'm going to get online. I just do it. I just feel like I can do it, so I do it. But thank you so much. Okay, we're 2 hours and 15 minutes, 51 on, 50 likes. Wow, thank you. 50 thumbs up. Well, yeah, Charles. Uh, Charles Butler, I believe I saw something about Angeles City being cleaned up. Yeah, Duterte, President Duterte has asked everybody, all the cities, told all the cities. He doesn't really ask. He tells you. He kind of demands it, which that's his job as president. They the whole all the cities in the Philippines are supposed to be cleaning up their area. Let's clean up your turf, man. I want all this stuff gone. All these illegal structures. Introvert forever, Freddie. Do you do anything to keep you busy? Not anymore. Just I take care of my YouTube, which there's not much to do there anymore because I'm not very active. Watch news and watch Netflix and bounce around the world looking at world events. Oh, hello, Frank Rizzo. How you been doing? I haven't chatted with you in a long time. Uh, Mike Ross, if they don't clean up, the marriage will get suspended, and you're right. Uh, it's kind of a ship up or ship out here. Uh, Oreo, I am in Brazil. Wow. Uh, you're a long way away. I looked at moving to your country too a few years ago, quite a few years ago. Um, Beautiful girls on the beaches there. Beautiful babes. Frank Rizzo, good to see you too, sir. Glad to have you on. Ethan has asked, I said, I'm very new to your channel. I understand about your heart issues and heart failure. I have similar issues. My question is the right medications available to you? Yeah, they are, but they're just very, very expensive if you take all the ones you're supposed to take. I take nine, I think, every day, nine, sometimes twice a day, supposed to. And I need to go back in. I haven't seen a cardiologist except immediately when I got back from Philippine Heart Center. Um, but well, I quit taking a lot of them. I can't afford it. It's $375 a month for my medication. And, when you're on an $800 pension, and you got a family to take care of, I don't have that money to spend. But they do have them available. And there's no private insurance. Well, you may be able to buy it. I can't afford it, so I didn't look. There's no private insurance that's going to pay for my pills every month, and I'm not going to be able to get them on any kind of medical program out of America insurance there because I'm pre-existing, so it's not going to happen. Sack time here. You take care here, Mike. Okay, Chris Robinson, you were the first one on today, I think. So glad you stuck out the 2 hours and 18 minutes with me here. Get some sleep. Talk to you later, and hopefully you can catch me when I get on live the next time. Yeah, I got some. Ethan, asked about the medicines. There's one in particular I have to take, and it's called Entresto, and that's the one I think is responsible for keeping the arteries clean or whatever around the stents. When you have your stents put in, they got to have special medication. I don't know if you have to, but they say you do, to keep that area around where the stents are. Because the stents just go in there and pop out to keep that airway clean, so it area clean, so it doesn't blow, get plugged up. It's called Entresto. I'm doing it now. I'm taking them. I cut the Entresto in half, so I'm only taking one full Entresto per day. And the bills were so bad that we had so high that we had to take. I started taking them every other day. So we're taking them Monday, Wednesday, whatever the hell it works out. So I'm taking them every other day instead of every day. And I've been doing that for about 3 months, I think, 4 months. And I haven't noticed any appreciable difference as far as how they're affecting me, but I think I'm still okay. Okay, what else here? Can I go back to make sure I didn't miss anybody? Is there anybody on here now that is thinking about coming over? Might have a question, somebody that thinking about moving here. '59 Alex. Yes, I think about it all the time. Russ, Alex. Well, Alex, you're going to be here in January again, so we're looking forward to seeing you. Glad you came on the chat today. Alex is my good friend out of Australia. He was just here in May. I think it was May. We went to Dumaguete together. We met in Dumaguete. Um, had a fantastic time. Yeah, looking forward to that. Well, don't go. Okay. Charles Butler, I have thoughts about visiting when the opportunity arises. I can't say wait till it's not hot because it's hot all the time. January and December and January and into February are the three coolest months. Uh, June through November or October are the wettest months. But we've been in a El Nino, so it's been somewhat drier than normal. Okay, Nomadic Giant, you moved here a few months ago, Dumaguete, and going to Thailand next. Okay, are you just traveling around and enjoying life, or are you trying to set roots somewhere? 59 Alex, have you heard of anything that is changing the 3 year long stay rule? I heard they dropped it to 16 months. You see, that's another change, Alex. Uh, Another new one I haven't heard 16 months. Uh, in the new laws, they've got it written. They reduced it from 3 years to 2 years. But like I tell everybody, laws don't necessarily pass once they're written. Very few of them make it, and so many people always once you start, they come out with this new proposition. This is what they want to do. Everybody gets worried, and then lines at the BI are all they're calling. What about this? What about this? Best thing to do is just wait to see until it happens, because you never know. But I hadn't heard of the 16 months. Okay, he says, answer here from Nomadic Giant. Both. I want to see my options first in Asia. Good choice. If you can do that. If I didn't have that lady that I moved here for, I might have done the same thing. I don't know. I don't know. Um, JD Orca. I was there for the past 3 months, but I had to leave because I got sick. I got ill. But I would live in Ilocos if I moved to the Philippines. What did you get sick from? Charles Butler, there are two places that pique my interest: is Cebu and Duma. Um, both pretty good choices. Duma's a little cleaner. I think it's a little cleaner, and Cebu is pitifully drowsed in pollution. I mean, it too much pollution. It's I when I was there, I spent almost 2 months there, and I kind of used that as my home port while I lived there. I kept my apartment there in the city, a hotel or whatever it was, and I would go from there and go to all over Bohol and Panglao and everywhere, and come back to my hotel until I could figure out where I was going to go from there. And at night. I mean, at night's a good time to tell when I would go up and down Osmena Boulevard, just walking. Uh, it had this gray, green, blue sheen on the roads, and they're all over the city, where it's diesel, burned diesel from the jeepneys running all day. It's very, very polluted. When I first got there, I was on my bike, and I got sick the same day I got there. And I pretty much had to stay up in my room for 2 days till I could get to feeling better from breathing in all that toxic fumes and dust and whatever. Um, but Duma's a little cleaner in that respect. Ethan, I only take an ACE inhibitor and a beta blocker for my heart failure. Combinations of those two may have helped my heart get stronger. From 30 to 45. Wow, that's a big jump. Did you have any dead muscles? I've got a lot of dead muscles, and that's what's hurting me so bad. And I was at 29. Plus a water pill. I've got my water pills right here, and I only take them every few days or whenever I think I need it. Nomadic Giant, man, you are a giant. Nomadic Giant, a funny story. I went to renew my visa, and I'm 7'3", 360, and they said I can't renew my visa as the computer goes up to 6'11" and 300 pounds. And I said, "Oh, I'm off 6'11" and 300 pounds." That is funny. But if you're really 7'3" or 360 pounds, I want to be your buddy for a long, long time. Even at 6'11", that still a big fella. Okay, you're coming here in October through February. Well, you're going to be leaving this month and coming down here then. You're going back down to Minden now, I guess. Yeah, you're right, Mike. That's glad that you got a friend that owns a house up there. That's a nice place to stay. Yeah, it's very, very polluted. Oh yeah, Ethan, I'm lucky that my arteries are clear with no dead tissue. You are. You're very lucky. Okay, we're getting close to 2 minutes, 2 hours and 28 minutes, close to 2.5 hours, and this is unexpected. I'm glad everybody came on board. Uh, Glad to see you again too, Frank. Frank Russo. Your divorce, nomadic giant. My divorce in America cost me 100,000. Wow. Oh, I do want to make a special message and shout out, if you will. Um, when I got here to the Philippines, I started setting up. Excuse me. When I set up my channel, I I set up. I had a friend that joined. We met up somehow, and this was right after I got into um, my channel, and that had been 5 years ago. And this guy messaged me and asked me if he would do Skype with me. And I said, yeah, I'll do that. I didn't really have a lot going on, and I thought that would be interesting to try to do. So I set up my Skype with him, and we chatted. Oh, now I'm going to have a problem trying to remember his name. My memory is just shot. And here I'm trying to say good things about him, but I'm trying to think of his name now. Excuse me, Tommy Vincent. His name is Tommy Vincent, and many of you guys that might have a channel may know Tommy. Uh, I'll probably make mention of him in a regular video soon and add a couple of pictures of him. But Tommy befriended me and vice versa right off the bat in 2014, 2015, way back then. And I was spending some time on Skype dating, not much. And I wasn't a big YouTube or Facebook fan, but Tommy was every day, every chance he got, which was every day. He's a paraplegic, and he was in a wheelchair, and he had some kind of a rare kind of leukemia or something that he had small legs and big man in a chair. But it's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, and we chatted quite a bit, and I got to the point where I wasn't on Skype very much, so I pulled my Skype down. I just didn't use it. And uh, long story short is, Tommy had been okay, okay. Alex, talk to you later. Thank you very much. Um, okay, yeah, I'll start working on that. If I get any information, I'll message you and let you know. He wants to get some more information about the visa on approval. Uh, but Tommy Vincent and I messaged for quite a while, and I mean, every video I made, it was, "Hi Mike, good video. How are you?" Every time I made a video, and I made hundreds of them, maybe 1,000 total. But he was there every day, every time, watching every video I ever made. And he always said, "Hi Mike, how are you? Hope you're doing good." And he met a lady, Gemma, I think that was her name, Jenilyn or something like that. And he had messaged her, so they had been messaging as well for 5 years. And Gemma Lou, I think, yeah. And he finally got a chance to come here. 2 years ago, he was going to come here with his brother. His brother was going to bring him over and wheelchair him around and assist him so he could see Manila and see the things he wanted to see. Um, but for some reason, it didn't work out. So a couple more years goes by, and he comes. Tommy was able to come here. Now, a little more about Tommy. Tommy loved the Philippines so much that he became friends with, I don't know how many vloggers. Many times I'd go see who are common friends on Facebook, and he was a common friend to somebody that wanted to friend me or one of my friends. Tommy Vincent was there. He was friends with everybody here, so many people, and people that didn't even have YouTube channels he was friends with. But he got here a couple of weeks ago, and it may have been 3 weeks ago. Excuse my nose, I've got a little sinus. And he got real sick in Manila, and he saw a few things while he was here. His mother brought him to. Her mother wanted to see the place, and Tommy wanted to see the place. Tommy's father was in the World War, and Tommy's father took back a lot of guns and a lot of memorabilia, however you say that. So Tommy had a lot of that stuff there that he took back. Mother came with him. Gemma Lou was there. They saw a bunch of stuff, and then he got very sick, and they took him to the hospital. He was having problems breathing, and they did the x-rays and everything, and he had water on the lungs, just like I had. And it's so important that I mention that because it's kind of like what Ethan has been going through, and others. But he had water in his lungs, just like me. And so they put him on medicine, had IV drip, I'm sure, and trying to combat the water. and he would turn for the worst and died. He just didn't make it. His heart stopped. That's a sad thing to say. I mean, I think he was 50 years old, 50 or 54. I think he was 50. He comes over here. He sees the country he's always wanted to see all his life, and he's here for 3 or 4 days, and he dies. Uh, it's so tragic. It's so tragic for that. What happened to Tommy is similar to what happened to me. Like I said, 3 times, and I ended up at after my heart surgery. I ended up at the hospital in um, the Bacolod here, Lady of Mercy Hospital, with water in my lungs, still with pneumonia, even through the heart surgery. And so they had me plugged in. They had the IV drip. I had seen a cardiologist and another lung doctor when I got back from Manila, and they had me. She says, "Oh man, you need to go to the hospital now." So okay, Rose and I, we came home. We packed up, went back to another hospital, and I was in there for a full week. And I went in there on a Friday, and they started the IV drip. I was still having problems. Monday, I was dying. Monday was to be my last day. I was dead. I was going to not live through that day. And I called the I didn't want to bother the my doctor on the weekend, so I waited till Monday morning and let her know that I was probably going to die today because the pain, I couldn't breathe, and it was bad, and it was getting worse substantially and fast. So I mean, it was 6:37 in the morning, and I heard the desk phone ring for the station for the nurses, and then they come running into my room and they pulled the IV out, pulled it down, came back in with another IV, and it had a whole different chemical in it, a whole different medicine and put in it. And it took 2 days, and I was able to start to finally breathe. And the pulmonary doctor came in later on that afternoon, and she came right over to me and said, "I changed the medicines up for you. I hope there's going to be improvement. We should see something soon." Well, I almost died, and it sounds just like Tommy's story. Tommy was given a medicine. It wasn't the right medicine because it didn't work. I'm not going to say that the doctors or the hospital are at fault, but the medicine just didn't work, and he died. So I was close to being gone on that Monday, and I just so lucky. I guess if I was rude, I could have called the doctor on the weekend, but I didn't want to be rude, so I was polite and trying to just waited until the Monday. Maybe they would have made me feel better quicker, but it all worked out okay, and I'm proud and honored to be here, and I'm proud and honored that all the people that sent donations to help me get through that surgery did so, uh, and it's been a blessing, and I want to thank everybody. But for anybody that might have known Tommy Vinson, we've lost him now. Uh, it's really sad. Okay, it's 2 hours and 40 minutes. Uh, Clark Henderson. Hi, Clark. Wow, he's a heart. Clark Henderson is Dr. Henderson. He's a cardiologist. He's a surgeon. Went through Baylor, I think. Good to see you. I just saw you online. Godspeed, buddy. Any questions and clarifications, just email me. I did so once, sir. I'm sorry you didn't get it, but I got through it. I'm still here. Um, just a little weaker. My lungs are better, but I'm still weak, and I've developed a little bit of arthritis in my hips because haven't been walking or exercising. But I'm going to get out and do that some more. Wow, $10 here from JD Orca. Thank you, sir. We'll put that money towards our medications or our visa run. We got that visa run coming up here in a few days or a couple of months. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, Clark, hanging on here. You just got here, so let you know that I did have to cut my medicine, my main Entresto medicine, in half and take it once a day, half of one a day well, in the morning and at night because they were just too expensive. And then I've changed them. All my medicines, I only take them every other day now. I can't take them every day, but I seem to be feeling the same. Uh, no changes on my feelings or no, and well, I still have angina from time to time. I have a special pill up here I take when I'm feeling it. But I had that before, but I don't feel any other changes. But I want to thank everybody for here. I'm going to go ahead and turn it off for the day. And I want to thank everybody for coming online. Clark Henderson, it's a special privilege to have you here, and I appreciate that a lot. Okay, well, thanks a lot. God bless everybody, and we will talk to y'all when I can get back online again. I know there's a little secret to in YouTube settings where I can give you a little warning or put it up there. Mike will be live in so many days, but it's just something else that I'm not that sharp with. So you got to keep sharpening those tools in the shed until you get them all figured out. But thank you so much for being here today. And thank you, JD, and thank everybody else. Thank you, Clark. Looking forward to that email. Bye bye, sir. Good night, everybody.